This is the outside of the 2021 Auto Sleeper Symbol MQ. As we move along, we will firstly come to the LPG Fill Point. Push in and twist to remove the dust cover. Our UK filler nozzles just slide over the top of this point just here, and then it's just a matter of pulling a lever around and then towards you to lock it onto the side of the van. Then just hold a button down to fill the gas tank up. You can either put in as many litres as you want, no different than a fuel tank, or you can just wait until it clicks to indicate it's full. To remove, just release the lever, twist back round and pull towards you. This bezel part just here is to screw in the continental adapters, which you will need if you go abroad. To view how much gas is in the tank, you do need to come to the driver's side, and the gauge is located just here. This can only be viewed when the engine is running, and you will get a series of green lights which will slowly go out as you consume the gas. The gas tank itself is located underneath the motorhome, and we can gain access to it by removing the faceplate just here, and then you will see that there is an emergency cut-off point just here. Next we have water into the motorhome. So to fill up the fresh water tank, you can either just pop a hose pipe into here and fill it up. You will see that this cap is lockable, or we can use the whale filling system. So if you're going to use this, you need the whale hose. It's just a standard hose-like attachment on one end, and then this end here just plugs in to this point, and then just slide down to lock it into place. Then make sure the 12 volt is on inside, and then turn the tap on, and it will then fill up the fresh water tank. If you are on a fully serviced pitch, you can literally leave the tap turned on, and as you are using water, it will then constantly replenish the tank. To remove, slide back up and push in on the two blue buttons and then pull towards you. Beside this, we have external TV and satellite points, and also a 12 volt socket as well. Beneath, we have the flue for the boiler. We do not need to do anything with this, but just make sure that nothing is obstructing it. And then as we move along, we have both fresh tank drain and the waste tank drain just there. And above that is the mains hookup point. Just remember that when removing the hookup lead, to also push down on this blue lever to release it. Flue for the space heater just here, no different than the flue for the boiler. Just again make sure that nothing is obstructing it. The spare wheel is just here, and to wind it down you need to get the bar out of the jack and wheel brace kit. The bar locates where my finger is here, and then you attach the brace to it and then wind the wheel down. There is an air line that runs to this spare wheel, and the valve is located just here, so you can check the pressure of the spare wheel and top it up if required without any need of lowering it. Vents for the fridge. As this is a fully winterized motorhome, it does come with winter covers that are currently installed on, so in the colder months the fridge will then just vent from the lower point here and just up here, with the rest being blocked off. This will allow it to hold some heat in and run more efficiently. but in the warmer months make sure that they are removed, or otherwise the fridge will just overheat and will not run correctly. As we come round to the rear, we have the freestanding table just here, the roll-out canopy winding handle, and the location of the cassette toilet. To remove the cassette, lift up on the blue lever and pull towards you. Before use, remove the cap and add your toilet chemical with a small amount of water. This is also where it empties from. Just remember that when emptying it, to hold the button in just here to release the vacuum inside. It's also advisable to keep this seal lubricated. Thetford do their own seal lubricant, but any silicone based lubricant is fine. By turning this part just here, it allows you access inside, which is very handy for additional cleaning. If any debris was to wrap itself up around the float mechanism inside, which will then give you a false reading that the cassette is always full, you can clean the float just by turning this part here and removing. All of these cassettes are now on wheels with pull up handles. As we now come round, we have the barbecue point just here. You will see at the moment that the adapter for the barbecue is still attached on a cable tie, so remove, and then attach the hose of the barbecue to this rib section here and secure it with a Jubilee clip. To use it, this end here plugs in where my finger is and will lock into position, and it will then allow you to turn the gas on. To remove it, push the collar up and it will then release. Electric step just here, and this operates on the button just here. It will also put itself away when the ignition is started, but do always make sure that it has gone away before driving off. Switches just here are for the low level LEDs, and this one here is for the awning light. Roll out canopy just here. To roll it out, pop the awning winding handle just into that part just there, and as you can now see, I've wound the awning out a short distance. To drop the legs, just push on this section just here, push it in, and then the leg will release itself, and then drop it down by releasing the grey lever just here and then sliding it down till it meets the ground, and then getting the awning at the height that you require. To lock the leg into place, just push the grey lever up and then do the same with the second leg. And then once it's supported, you can then continue to wind the awning out and then just walk the legs out. It's much better to do it like this, as it then puts a lot less stress on the top of the van. This awning will wind out about 2.5 meters in total, basically until these arms are virtually straight. Do not leave the awning out in high winds, as you do run the risk of it being flipped over the roof of the van. Diesel fill just here, and the cap unlocks on the ignition key. AdBlue top up just here, and it will let you know on the dashboard when your AdBlue needs topping up. Tyre pressures on the door pillar just here. And then we have the air top up suspension just here. So at the rear, on both sides, there are airbags that can be inflated and deflated for comfort. To top them up, just take the dust cap off, and then it's no different than what you would find on a car tyre. These can be inflated by either using a hand pump, foot pump, or a compressor. If you are going to be using a compressor, do be careful because they don't take a great deal of air and you can run the risk of splitting the bag. To deflate, just no different, just push on the end just there. Usually roughly anywhere in the green is acceptable. Do not worry about these parts here, they've already been set up by the workshop and they should be left alone. Jack and wheel brace just here. Vehicle battery underneath the floor of the cab, and bonnet release just here.